fellas.
What's going on?
Happy Tuesday evening.
Yeah, exactly. Happy Tuesday.
Heck yeah. Guys, first off, I want to say thank you to all my fellow vets out there and those that are still serving. Cheers to you, fellas.
Good morning.
And ladies. So, yeah, we had a good Veterans Day yesterday. Happy Veterans Day to all you guys and gals. Johnny, are you freezing up on me, buddy?
Mr. James.
He looks like it. Good morning, sir.
I'm freezing up.
A little bit. Yeah, we'll make it work. Shane, how you doing, bud?
I'm good, man. Just trying to get through the work week until I can go fish again, you know?
Heck yeah. Where are you going
You
this
hear me?
weekend? Yeah, we got you, Johnny.
Honestly, I don't
Yeah,
I don't know. I honestly don't know where I'm gonna go this weekend. Maloney's was a little slow this last Saturday, but I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go yet.
Yeah. Hey, so PSA, right? So I know there was an incident with a friend of ours that don't know the story yet, but looks like his kayak took on some water this weekend. So check the wind forecasts. The wind forecast does lie. Yesterday was supposed to be a lot calmer than it was they originally predicted. And we had some gusts yesterday that have been in a kayak would have been really bad. Really, really bad. So it's getting that time of year. It's getting cold. Water's getting cold. Actually, we'll bring on our guest real quick. He's probably got a few things to say about that. We got Greg joining us tonight. How you doing, Greg?
What's going on, guys?
Man, it's a good day.
Yeah, talk about
is.
wind. Greg's been through the wind at Clear Lake.
The wind, yeah.
Oh man.
So cold weather, cold water, wind, rain, all the above. What would you recommend precautions-wise? What should the guys, gals have with them? What are your limits that you're looking at in the wind? And guys, remember, Greg's limits are probably a lot more than what some of us will push it. He's been in a kayak for a long time. He kind of knows his boat real well.
You know, that's funny you say that. I actually say my limits are probably less than.
Really?
Yeah. Probably because I'm just a wuss nowadays, but they used to be bad.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way. I flipped before. I flipped once actually, but you know, nowadays I try to go along. I have like a 30-mile-an-hour rule. So I look at the wind and the gusts, and if it adds up to it depends on where I am too. If it's the delta, that may be different, skinny water, but like open lakes, you know, where you're crossing, you're going in big water. If it's 30 miles an hour when you add the wind and the gusts, that's when I start to just kind of take a look and be like, okay, should I run here? Should I run there? So that's probably a lot less than what a lot of people actually go out there. And so I'd say I'm more on the conservative side, but
Okay.
that's just me.
Yeah, because we had predicted winds yesterday that changed. I think it was like 7 to 9 miles an hour with like 15-mile-an-hour gusts. And I'm telling you, we had some really sustained gusts of 20 plus yesterday. We were taking waves over the bow or spot locked, and it got nasty. It got really nasty yesterday. So,
Well, I mean, and then like, you know, Clear Lake, you see the forecast, it's like 8-mile-an-hour wind from the north, you know, gusts, whatever, 8, 10. And then you're in the south end of the lake, and it's like, holy crap, this is like crazy stuff. So I don't know, I don't know. I think a good rule is when you start to get that tingly feeling, you know, that tingle.
Time to go.
I think that's just a good, you know, that's your gut telling you. Okay.
Yeah. And we had the wind switch directions on us like 3 or 4 times. They're supposed to all come out of the south yesterday. It came out of the north, came out of the south, they're coming out of the west, they're coming out of the south again.
Yeah, that's sketchy.
Mm-hmm. The lake got real big real quick, but
Yeah. Where were
Yeah.
you guys?
Comanche.
Oh, Comanche. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
We're
Yeah.
at Comanche yesterday.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
Comanche
did
gets
that help
pretty
the bite
bad.
any?
What's that?
Did that help the bite at all?
Dude, we we rolled up to a spot, Main Lake, and the wind started ripping really bad. And the boater guy I went out with, he hooked up one. While he was getting that one unhooked, I hooked up on another one. He started calling, dropped back down, caught another one, and it was just, dude, it was, and then it just got too bad. Like I couldn't even. I would have had to put on a half ounce or heavier drop shot bait to even feel bottom anymore. And we were eating waves over the bow. He's like, "Let's go high somewhere." So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, especially in a kayak dealing with that stuff. It's just not fun. Like
No,
the fishing
if I was in a kayak yesterday, I would have been swimming hands down.
Oh yeah.
Hands down, we would have been swimming. So thank God we're in a 21-foot bass boat.
Yeah, the only time I've ever been extremely worried with the wind was out actually at Maloney's. The weather turned real quick, and by the time I got back to the ramp, and even I have a bilge in the back of my Titan 13. I just flip a switch and it'll just suck out anything that comes, and it couldn't keep up with it. And by the time I got to the ramp, my back end was sunken underwater, and the waves were blowing north. They were blowing from the south to the north at the ramp, and the waves were just coming in over the top of the kayak. I was pretty surprised I was able to get it onto the trailer.
And one thing John's always talked about too is the bounce back. Joe, look at the photo I saw. He was along the shoreline, and it looked like the wind was blowing into the shore, and it looked like he was flipping away from the shore. So he was catching the bounce back off the shore is what got him.
Yeah.
So hugging the shore might that close to the shore necessarily, yeah, it's good if you don't want to lose everything.
Right.
But sometimes it's those bounce back waves are what's going to put you in.
Yeah.
So other thing, dry bag, change your clothes, towel.
Yeah. I mean, I always, dude, honestly, and I should do this because I'm going to say you need to do it, especially if you go solo, but like dry suits this time of year, water sub 55, just a smart thing to do. But the one time I did flip was, I don't even know, it was like 2015, I want to say, down in SoCal. I think it was January, but the water was 48, and I remember going in, and within like 3 minutes, like just, you don't think it can happen because it's just so weird, but within 3 minutes, my body started moving super slow, and there was crazy wind gusts. Luckily, I had a whistle at the time, so I was able to. There's like one other boat on the water at the time, so I got his attention. He rescued me. But yeah, like if you're not wearing, and I wasn't wearing a dry suit or anything like that, so yeah, that water just touched the skin, got that shock, and your body just starts moving like you just have no control. It's crazy. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
So probably a smart person would wear dry suit out there in any sketchy weather, and then this time of year, just extra safety.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're not, wind's not bad, but you never know if you get that one boater that wants to be a little too close for comfort, and ends up putting you into the water too.
Yeah, I was actually. It's funny. I launched it. I fished Holland, rated Holland last week, and the guy, I think he's the owner. He manages whatever the launch, and he was just chatting with me to be safe or whatever. He said last year, like there was a guy that was out in a kayak and like flipped, and he like called the marina or whatever, and they like never answer, but he just so happened to be by the phone when he called. And he said he needed a rescue, and the guy like drove his boat from the marina to get the guy in the kayak that flipped, and he was like basically in hypothermia. Like it
Wow.
Yeah, that's the delta. The delta, I mean, gets down to what, like 47, 48?
Yeah.
So I mean, it I don't know. To me, that doesn't seem that cold, but it is. It's significant.
Well, especially if you go out early in the morning combined with 30, 40 degree air temp, you're not gonna get warm. So
Right.
that's why I'd say definitely have a dry bag in somewhere in your kayak. Change your clothes, a towel.
Mhm.
Flint and steel if you got to start a fire on the bank somewhere to get warm.
Yeah.
Don't do it in the middle of summertime and catch the field on fire, but
Right. Yeah.
winter time's a little different.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Yes, sir.
But man, so we're bringing up the bad part. Let's call it the bad part, Greg. This year
Yeah.
wasn't only tough for you; it was tough for a lot of people. We're not going to get into the whole what happened, but what do you think caused the lakes and Delta to fish so tough this year? Have you thought about it that much, or is it just?
Man, let me just say this first. I actually had a pretty good year overall. I think we're in the same boat. We started out good. Like this year, like collectively for me was actually pretty good. I mean, I cashed some checks. It was good. It just ended really sour. And then the Delta one for the Gambler series is just like, I don't even understand that. Every weekend we fished a Gambler tournament is like the craziest weather, the toughest conditions ever.
Salt Springs was insane.
Oh, yeah, that was good. I mean, the weather was crazy, but that first day, I mean, as you guys know, was fantastic fishing.
Epic.
It's when the weather got nice at Salt Springs. That was one of my low points of the year. But
just the drop shot, bud. Just pick it up and throw.
I was too stubborn. You know what got me on that? I think what got me on that second day was I caught a good one, like in the first hour on the bladed jig. So I just thought, okay, it's gonna happen. I just gotta chunk and wind, and I'll get 4 more bites throughout the day.
Yeah.
But no, I was too stubborn.
We all do that.
Oh, that's So you've thrown a lot of new techniques this year, right? I mean, you've kind of expanded upon your variety of stuff. Now, I know you have more time to fish than most of us out there.
Probably.
Just a little bit. At least twice a week. Maybe 2 or 3, 4 days a week. I don't know.
Yeah.
But how do you go about taking that? Like, say, like if you're a guy like us, right? We get fish maybe once a week, and we're tournament heavy, and you're trying to learn a new technique. What would be your recommendations as far as for those guys and gals that want to learn something new and not get caught up into it over like during tournament weekend per se?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Especially when tournaments are kind of like sometimes your only times to get out, or pre-fishing is your only time to get out. Like, how do you go about doing that?
Yeah. Well, first off, I would say never try something new during a tournament. Like, don't mind any dock talk, whatever. They're biting a medium diver on, points. Just if you're not confident in doing that, don't do it, because I've done that before. And I can say it's never worked out. I've never listened to dock talk with like a technique or a bait that I've never used and just used it and then just, oh, wow, it works. It's never happened. So don't do it during a tournament, first off. You got to set yourself up for success somewhat. Like, if it's punching or something, don't go out in the middle of December and go punching. Wait till the summer, or top water for that matter. It's tough because you do need to have, I think, to get confidence in a technique, obviously you need to get bit. That's like the biggest thing. You need to get bites. And if you go trips and trips without getting bite, you're like, well, screw that ain't working. So, I mean, do a little research, see, what lake's set up for it, try to find the right conditions. Honestly, a lot of the baits and techniques that I've gained confidence in over the years have just been kind of like by accident. Like I just had a bait that I wanted to try at a fun trip, or there's a new bait out and I've tried it, and it's never like been like a plan. Like I want to get good at jig fishing in 20 to 30 foot. It's never been like that's my goal. It's just kind of come naturally. And I guess maybe it's because I get to fish a lot, which is obviously a benefit. But I just say go out there, fish, have fun. experiment here and there. You know, if something sticks, then go with it. If you get bit on it, then just kind of, it's tough to say, because I really don't think it's, because I know a lot of people say, and this is maybe true to an extent, if you want to get good at a technique, just take that only bait out there and to the lake and just throw it all that. Well, I can't, because I personally like to get bit, and if it's not working, that's not the pattern, then that's just a wasted day of fishing. And for probably a lot of people, that's not cool. Like, yeah, you want to get better, but you also want to kind of have a good time. So I would say just let it come naturally.
Now, have you tried a new technique and absolutely, like, you go out there first day throwing it and absolutely killed them on it, and then can't get bit on it again? Like, hardly, like, it's very far and few between after that. Like, that's the mind games, dude. Like, I went out with a 10-inch shaky head worm, a really small lake, and just absolutely put up a really good bag on a lake I've never fished before. And it was summertime, and I fished that everywhere else I went that year and never got bit on it again. I just can't explain it.
Yeah. Nothing comes to mind right away, but I can say that probably any technique you tell me right now or ask me, whether it's a bladed jig, a finesse jig, punching, A-rig, spinnerbait, crankbait, I can tell you exactly when in my life that moment happened, because I remember when I started throwing it, and I remember the day that I started getting bit on it. And like for example, bladed jigs, Delaware, 2014. I was in Delaware working as a PT, travel PT, and they had like these shallow ponds, these dirty shallow ponds. It was in the spring and the summer, and I think I remember seeing the bladed jig being thrown on, I want to say the Elites. I was watching the Elites, Brett Hite probably, and I bought a few black and blue Z-Men custom and started throwing them around those ponds, and they just crushed, and hardly anybody was throwing them. Not that that makes a difference whether you're learning a technique or not, but I'm just saying, like, it's just kind of these random events for myself personally that I gain, confidence in something.
Sure.
Square bills, SoCal. I lived in SoCal for a while. Hard to fish anywhere public because I was so far away from everything. It was in Palm Springs, so a lot of golf course ponds. Started throwing a KVD 1.5 in these ponds, and they were wrecking it. Square bill confidence. So you kind of need a little bit of a luck factor too to gain confidence. But for me personally, it's never been like, I gotta learn this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's kind of like, you see a bait and you're like, man, I really need to put that in my arsenal. It's like, but when? And it's, it's one of those things where I had some sitting around. I was like, a lot of that happens a lot of times, right? You buy something, go, I'm gonna try that, and it sits there in your garage for a year, and then
I've got a great swim bait collection in the garage. It's mint. It's very nice. Yeah.
And then you just decide to pick it up one day and throw it. That kind of happened with the swim bait this year with Matthew Brandon. We went out and they wouldn't eat anything but the glide baits, and so we threw glide baits all day long.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain.
Probably that's actually reverting back to your other question, a technique or a thing that I've like gone and had some success on and that I just can't get. It would be glide baits. Like I've had some glide bait fish, but I just can't I don't know. I just still can't dial that in, like when to throw it. So glide baits would be the answer to that.
The problem, that's a big problem too with like a kayak, right? And you want to throw the glide bait. You got to have the rod for it, especially on the heavier ones, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like you're taking away that spot that you can have that one bait on there that you can get bit on without having to retie, 20 different times throughout the day.
Dude, and I don't know if it's just me, but every time I go through an area and catch fish or don't catch fish, I'm always wondering, what if I threw something else? What if I presented something else? Would I have caught fish there? Because when I go fishing with other guys or with whoever, and they throw something totally different and catch just a different class of fish or a different, just a different group of fish on something else that I'm not throwing, I'm like, well, that just goes to show you could have thrown something else and gotten bit. And
and it's funny too, how everybody targets the same fish a little bit differently, you know, and it's just that's some of those subtle things is what those fish are looking for, you know.
For sure.
Anyway, so what do you think made back to our original question? Now we got on a sidetrack there.
That's okay.
A lot of
What do you
rabbit
think
holes.
made it so difficult this last few months? Let's just put it those last few months. After Clear Lake, it kind of all went downhill from there. I don't know if it's just God blessed us with an amazing Clear Lake trip and just like laughed at us for the rest of the year, or you know what it was. I don't know.
I mean, I'll just say it. Probably not having live scope. Yeah, first off, I have nothing against live scope. I'll probably actually get it soon, but I think that
I was gonna ask, but you brought it up.
No, it's okay. It just, you know, every fall that I can remember in California, whether we go to Berryessa or wherever, it's just, you know, that weird funky weather where it's hot and then it's cold and these fish don't know what to do, but they're all offshore, they're suspended. And I'm not saying just because I'd have live scope, I'd just be able to go catch fish, but you have to.
Me.
When you go, like, I'm a bank beater by nature. It just ain't gonna work. You're not. 99% of the keeper fish are not on the bank in those situations. So, I mean, that's just what it is. It's my season personally ended terrible because I wasn't doing the right thing. That's on me for sure. I didn't have the right equipment. I wasn't, you know, around the fish. So,
and you know, going from not having it to finally getting it, was like last year, end of last year. No, beginning of last year. You know, I think that was part of my issue this year is I was trying to do a lot more with it this year than I did last year. It kind of got away from my confidence stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that like if anybody's trying to get it or gonna buy it this year, this off season, put it on, learn it, and use it like your side scan, right? Treat it like your side scan, treat it like your down scan. Find the fish and fish for them the way you're confident with, you know, until you get better at it, learn it, you know, like Joey, dude, he did something this last off season and that guy is as stupid with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guarantee, like, sorry to cut you off, but I'm just saying, like, and I just want to make this a point. I guarantee if we all had the same setup as Joey, he'd still win. But
yes.
It's not.
Yes.
You know, it's not. So just,
he is. He has mid-strolling down to an art that nobody else can dare say it. Nobody on the West Coast is doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's proven it in the kayak world for sure.
Absolutely.
You know, if that dude had a boat and wanted to teach live scope classes, guy trips on his boat, he'd make a killing right now because he's so damn good at it. He has the right rods, the right techniques, you know, and he's with talking to him, he's put his time and his effort into learning it and really developing that technique into what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude had an incredible I wish there was like a history bank of all, there probably is somewhere, of all like the Yakabass tournament history of all the years, but that his year, man, that's he put a showing. Yeah, that was a showing. That was a butt whooping. That was he cleaned house, which is great for him. I mean, that's amazing. But I'm just trying to think of another year where someone's just been so dominant. That's I can't think of one.
Damien had a year that dominant before? I know he's had some really dominant years.
Yeah, Damien. Yeah, I'm sure it'd be close. Man, some nerd, some stat nerd, got to get the history of where's Alden at? Is Alden in the chat? Alden's probably got a spreadsheet of all that.
I'd say one of Damien's magical years was probably pretty damn close.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Damien, man, going way back into the archives, Matthew Brannon one year had a great year.
Yeah.
That was 2016, 17. I think Abel had a really, you know what's funny is Angler of the Year, AOY for Yakabass every year, I think since 2016, the AOY, whoever wins AOY, like Sean, for example, this year, like Sean, we can't discount Sean either.
No, he's had
insane year.
Yeah.
He's come along since. I mean, I only started fishing since 21,
Mhm.
and he was good then, but he's definitely stepped up his game a lot since then. A lot of these guys have. A lot of these guys have. You know, and it's crazy to see it. You know.
Yeah, it's getting tough to
Damien and I had a talk about. Damien and I were talking about having good years, right? And Damien, he put it the right way. It's like this year was Joey's year. You know, last year was a different person, and so on and so on and so on. And again, too, you know, it depends on what you're fishing. You know, how many of them you're fishing. And I remember the first year I was in it, I cleared over 20 grand. You know, so your year or not. And next year you watch.
Yeah.
And it made sense too. Next year will be another guy. You know, he'll come through and then he'll dominate it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, I heard a name that's. I don't want to say it because I don't want to jinx it. I hope to God he buys a kayak and come fishes against us, because that's really gonna be like a true tale of how good we really all are.
So it's a pro.
He's not. You can call him a pro.
He fishes big boat
He
tournaments.
does fish big boat tournaments. He did,
And he does good.
now.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
He's a very, very, very well-established boat angler.
Very decorative out here in California.
I hope to
Decorative.
God he buys a kayak. I really do, because I want to see what he's doing one. I talked to him about it the other weekend. I saw him. He said he was thinking about buying one.
Really?
Yeah.
Now I'm curious.
Oh, dude, I don't want to jinx it though. I just don't. I don't want to jinx it. I don't know if he's telling anybody publicly this, but he told me so. Man, if it happens next year, fellas, woo, let's just say competition's gonna get really tough.
Well, I'll say this too. I mean, I give up the guy all the credit in the world, whoever he is. But I mean, you can't just go from a bass boat to a kayak and just smoke people.
But I think as long as he gets comfortable in it,
yeah,
I think his fishing style will suit. He's suited pretty well for the kayak game. No, Max is not Ken Ma.
You know, going from a boat to a kayak, you literally have to change the way you fish. You know, on how you attack the angles and stuff like that. In a bass boat, when you set the hook, you got a stable platform. In a kayak, you set the hook, the kayak goes forward 3 feet. You know what I mean? When you're punching or flipping heavy cover, the kayak moves forward, and it's hard to keep those fish on. In a bass boat, you just pull, and the fish comes out. So there's definitely a learning curve to it. Definitely.
I'm really curious. No, guys, you're not hitting the name. All right.
No, you're not even close.
Anyways, I don't know why I threw that out there. I probably jinxed it, but I hope to God. I'd love to see what he does, because I've talked to him about it. We've tried to talk him into doing it, and he's like, I can't get in the kayak. I'm like, yeah, you can, dude. Just do it.
I mean, dude, if he's got history, local knowledge, he catches fish, he'll get it quick. It won't be that big of a
it'd be the time management, and can he run to spots? Does he hit, is he I don't know if he's a spot runner or if he's a pattern runner or just will hunker down one area. I don't know. No, Troy, I haven't heard Bryant's coming into a kayak, buddy. The lead series angler whooping all our asses.
I think you would know Troy before we would. I think Troy would know that before us.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, it's going to be competitive. Next year is going to be competitive. I mean, the names that are out there now fishing these tournaments out here, it's gonna.
I mean, this year was competitive. I mean,
oh yeah.
It's only going to get better, and the guys that have been doing it for a while, they're finally starting to establish themselves, and it's only getting better and better.
So
are you gonna venture out of California again, fish some stuff this next year? Or are you undecided?
Dude, I'm
trying
undecided.
to get back on the big stage again for bass, or what?
Oh man, I don't even know what I got to do to get back to the stage. I guess, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of just winging it next year. I haven't even looked really at the schedule too hard. All I know is I'm going to New York for like all of May, maybe longer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've been doing that for a few years now. It's just.
Have you been back there that long, or is it just do extended stay now?
This past year, I was there for about, I want to say like 19, 20 days.
Okay.
I think I always do it kind of like end of April, early May, and then I leave like May, like say May 23rd, May 24th. But that's when like the smallmouth start moving up shallow, getting on beds, and it is just silliness. So I feel like I need to extend it like another week or two just to get on those fish.
Because you missed the Cayuga tournament by what, a week or two?
A week, yeah, a week. And that was, I mean, there's some big smallmouth down south that I've never even tried to catch. So, yeah, I don't know if they're going to Cayuga this 2025, but I would totally do that if I'm around. But yeah, I mean, dude, and credit to you guys, and James, I know you did it, Damian and Anthony and all you guys that travel back. I've done it before, but man, it's a good drive. It's a lot of effort, it's a lot of planning. It's time, and it's tough to do. Just to be frank, it's not easy just to go fish a tournament in Texas and then come back. So I don't know. If the stars align, maybe I'll go.
What?
So, how about you guys? Are you guys going east at all this year or next year?
Not this year. It's on the bucket list. I would love to go fish the Susky one day in a tournament. Just again, smallmouth. It's on a bucket list. If it'll ever happen, I'm not sure, but I would love to go fish the Susky.
One thing I'd say, is watching like what Anthony did and what Damian did in Oklahoma. Especially Damian, until he bring out the flutter spoon as his California ways and put on a dominant performance out there. It's cool to see how you take what we do out here, take it back there, and it transfers a little bit,
Oh yeah.
And then you run into these guys that were back there like, oh man, if I can't be in dirty water and a spinner bait, this sucks. And I played some games myself and totally screwed myself when I was back there. Yeah, and we had was it like 60 or 70 degrees when we showed up on Friday and Saturday. And like Sunday, Monday, it was like below freezing in the mornings. And then we had rain come in one day. It was a whole like year worth of seasons in the 5 days we were back there. It was wild.
Yeah. It's tough. I mean, those guys obviously adapted super good, but I wouldn't expect anything less.
No.
For obvious reasons, but yeah, you're just going to. Dude, like the bodies of water out there are massive. They dwarf everywhere around here, maybe minus the Delta and maybe Shasta.
Hey, what's funny is you look at it, right? We looked at 10 kilo on the map, and I'm like, oh, dude, that's not too far away. And then you get there, you're like, holy crap, these creek channels go back forever.
Yeah, one creek arm.
Yeah. You're like, dude, what I thought I'd cover in a day, I covered a quarter of it. I'm like, what the hell just happened,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's
10 miles across the lake.
I got all the way out there. We started pre-fishing, and then I had a wiring issue. I lost, all my graphs and everything. I'm like, well,
I got the question for Greg now.
Okay, go ahead, John. We're waiting with great anticipation. I just frozen. Oh, you got to time that in better.
There you go. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes,
we
John.
can hear you.
It's not going to be as funny anymore. He's just,
The suspense.
I know, right? He's frozen.
Can you hear me?
Jeez, John.
Frozen.
Yes, John.
Oh, there.
Oh, he's frozen again. Oh, anyway, while John gets his internet
There it
figured
is.
out, Greg, he's trying. Hey, log back out and log back in, John. Let's have a little
Hear me?
log out and log back in, Johnny. I'll put him to the side for now. Let him figure it out.
I
Delta
don't know what
report.
this question. Oh, Delta report.
Let's do a Delta report.
All right, Delta report. Well, as you guys probably know, I'm in a kayak, so I can only cover a certain little section of the Delta each day out. But water temps are, I think, last few weeks or last 2 weeks have been right around like 58, 59 in the mornings, maybe getting up to like 62. For me, it's been the jerkbait bite's been really good. You can go, if there's a little bit of wind, if you got a moving tide, jerkbait has been really good. They are grouped up for sure. It's kind of that classic Delta where you catch, 28 to 13-inch fish, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I mean, you can't complain about going out there and getting bit. One thing that's working that maybe is not so obvious for this time of year, but a jig bite. There's a good jig bite. So if you go look for like hard bottom or structure, even like shipwrecks, or get behind some of those docks where there's like the big posts, throw a jig, let it soak. I've had a few pretty good bites throwing that around anything hard. It's kind of that time of year where like the grass is dying off that perfect amount, so you get a lot of that bare bottom, and you can actually fish it. You can present a jig.
Are you throwing a full-size jig, or are you going back to the little Kitech jig?
No, full-size jig. I throw that the Dobbins Extreme football jig. It's probably not even technically the right jig to throw, but it's been working for me for years now. But it's like a Dobbins Extreme football jig, half ounce. It's in the Crawdaddy. I've been pairing that with just like a crawfish trailer, flapping hog, creature hog, whatever you want to pair it with. Kind of just crawfish brown color. And I lost like a 7 on it the other week. That was cool. And it was premature in that job. I just got so excited because I hadn't hooked into a fish that size in so long. So like as soon as I hooked it and saw it, I grabbed the net. It's like 20 feet of line out still. And then just, I deserved it. But, catching some better fish on the jig. Dinks galore for days on the jerkbait. And then the big ones on a big jig presentation. Haven't really caught much on anything else. Spinnerbait, I was up north today, way up north in the Delta, and spinnerbait was catching fish, but small ones. So if you guys are Delta people, I'd get out there now, because I feel like based on my last couple of trips, the Delta right now is on life support, and she's about to shut off for the year. So go out there, get your Delta fix. Unless you're a striper person, the striper will probably be fine. Yeah, for the bass, I'd say get out there this weekend. It might last another couple of weeks, but I feel like for me personally, it's getting tougher and tougher each time. So
you throwing the A-rig at all right now, or?
A little bit here and there. Today spinnerbait fish, so I bet you the A-rig would have worked. I was fishing pretty shallow on a lower tide, so A-rig probably would have worked. Slow rolling spinnerbaits though today, real slow. And the water up north today was like pretty clear. It was like 6 to 8 foot, and kind of didn't even feel like a spinnerbait deal. But I threw a bunch of different stuff and just slow rolling that spinnerbait. I'd see those fish just come out of wherever, come behind it and just suck it in. No big ones, but they were eating it. So yeah. That's pretty much it. I mean, drop shot will catch some fish if you're around them. But that's pretty much all I've got for the Delta. It seems like it's definitely getting to that time of year where it's going to get pretty tough, especially if we get some more, storms and stuff like that coming in.
Yeah.
I tell you what, that storm yesterday did turn the fish on a little
I
bit
used to do.
Yeah.
here and there. Go, John.
On the Delta this
I see you
time of
blinking,
year,
Johnny.
I would throw a buzzbait. Am I blinking?
Really?
Am I working?
Yes, you're working.
You're working.
Buzzbait, and I let it sink underwater.
Really?
Huh.
You hear me?
Yeah, we got you, John.
Buzzbait. If I instead of throwing it on top, I let it sink about is underwater, and reel it in underwater, and I would catch them good. This the only time I could do that on the Delta. So, want to hear the question?
Really? Like
That's
a
interesting.
standard?
Yeah.
Go ahead, John. We're all
Yeah,
dying
like throwing
for
a
this
spinner
question.
bait just under the surface above.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, I'm ready for
Here's
the question.
So, someone says, "Oh, he never has a hat." And he was talking about Greg never wears a hat. I was like, "Greg," and I was thinking to myself, he doesn't wear a hat. I've never seen him wear a hat. So, anyways, everybody wants to know why. At least I do. I don't know about the rest of everybody.
Dude, I don't know. I think the last time I seriously wore a hat was Little League baseball. We got Burger King hats, and I mean, I don't know. I just did never. It wasn't that comfortable for me, I think, at the time, and I just never wore hats after that. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I have a hat right here. If you want to see me in a hat right now.
I don't think we'd recognize you with a hat on, dude.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, we
I got a big
recognize
mop.
that.
No, I wanted. You walk right by me down the street, like, who's that guy?
I probably will start wearing a hat a little bit more next year, just because sun is bad.
Throw
And,
people off. Yeah.
Yeah, throw
Yeah,
people
the
off,
sun.
disguise
Yeah, that
myself.
was my point. Was the sun's so bright. If I'm not wearing a hat,
But even
besides my
like a
bald
normal
head,
hat,
too,
right? Like you see right through
Yeah,
that.
no.
Thing.
If I had a head of hair like Greg, I would not wear a hat.
Yeah.
It's not even about the hair.
My hair and Croco, I don't even know about you, bud, but
It's gone.
my hair don't grow no more. So,
Well, that's the thing, though. Even with wearing a hat, I still have to have my hood on because I'm still gonna burn the crap out of my head.
I think if I started wearing a hat, I'd realize how much better life is out on a sunny day.
Yeah.
And I'd start, but it's probably because I don't really know. But yeah, I mean, we'll experiment. Let's see if you guys can recognize me. If I came on the water.
no,
I don't think no. Nobody would.
no.
Nobody would know where Greg Blanchard's fishing.
Someone's gonna screenshot that, but that's
okay.
No.
Yeah,
2025 might be
One
the
and
year.
only shot you
You're the
got.
hat. There you go. Heck yeah.
I'll get you a sombrero hat. That one of
The
those great big
sombrero.
ones. See all the way across the
Hey,
lake.
I'd wear that.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll experiment with hats next year. I'll make that one of
I
my
like it in
goals. I won't,
summertime.
no tournament goals, just hat goals next year.
Yeah. Are you gonna venture outside of
All right.
Yakabass, Gambler? Or are you gonna do? You don't know yet. You join the dark side, fish band with us a little bit.
Maybe, dude. That schedule looks killer.
It's yeah. I don't like a lot of that schedule's badass.
I think
it's
next
good.
year
It's
probably what I'll do is I'll just cherry pick the fun tournaments. I'll just dip in here and there, the ones that look cool. But yeah, BAM's schedule actually looks really, really fun. But Gamblers looks fun too.
It's good, yeah, it is.
So yeah, I don't know, man. There's so many choices nowadays.
The one thing I didn't like about the BAM schedule was the Tolek in August. I think it's a terrible time to go to Tulloch with all the boats there.
Oh yeah.
On a safety aspect and all the washing machine nonsense we'll have to go through.
Yeah.
That's my only complaint there. For sure.
If it'd be an evening into the night tournament, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to do with us have to be at work at 3:00 Monday morning though, Shane.
Oh, stop crying.
I know, right?
The gamblers, if you think about it, since there's no pre-fishing on the gamblers, right, for a whole month out, so you're not spending any money pre-fishing, you're not spending any money for accommodation, and basically you're going to be there for 2 nights, or 1 night.
That's
so
kind of
really
like
it's cheaper tournament.
Yeah.
With pre-fishing.
That's all like BAM too, because they're off limits. That's Saturday, that Monday through Friday is off limits. We fish Saturday and we go home.
Oh, yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, so you have that week of no pressure. So you get out there that Sunday before, Saturday before, whatever. Go check the lake out, see what it's doing, and then you show up and fish the day, and you're done.
Yeah, there's a lot of good choices.
When we do Almanor, fellas, and for those of us that do make Trinity, I recommend booking the whole weekend and stay Saturday and Sunday and fish a little bit. Just the thought, you're putting the drive in. Almanor is a phenomenal fishery. Well, Trinity, I think, would be a 2-day tournament. It's a TOC. So I think that one's 2 days anyway. But for sure, Almanor, guys. Book the weekend there. That's a great time of year to fish up there. We had a blast up there last year doing it.
Yeah, even going out the next day and just wrecking them with Damien.
No, that was Trinity this year.
Love the Trinity, yeah.
I've never been to Trinity. I got to get up there. Looks fun.
You got to go. Yeah.
Yes.
It's Clear Lake, but a reservoir.
I'll be making a trip up. In August one way or another. Mm-hmm.
I was actually thinking about maybe going to like a Shasta Trinity in the next few weeks. I don't know if like an end of November deal would be good up there or if it would be tough. I don't know. I'll have to ask around.
Might be snow up at Trinity.
No, never mind.
Yeah, where's our northern fellows at? Who? What's his name? Oh my God, I can't think of it.
Probably snow there
Cody.
right now, I bet.
Cody goes fishes Trinity all the time.
Michael
He
Bray.
might be a good one to reach out to.
Michael Bray.
Michael Bray. What about Matt Guthrie?
He's down here now.
Oh, he moved back?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. He's fishing the Delta a bunch right now.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Lewiston. He said Lewiston's on fire. It's right below Trinity. I haven't fished that one yet. It'd be a cool one to check out.
Yeah, I haven't fished that.
Yeah, I'd like to make a trip up there just to. I mean, dude, like for me, it's kind of. I'm not going to say it's getting boring because it never gets boring, but like for me, I kind of got like Delta, Berryessa, Clear Lake, then tournaments, Maloney's, Tulloch, whatever. But it's like those ones in the 2.5, 3 hour range for me that I never really just venture to. So I think it'd be cool to spend some time up there, whether it be December or maybe next spring. That's the hardest part. In the springtime, there are so many places that you want to be at the same time. It's Delta, Clear Lake. I mean, any of the reservoirs really. You
want to catch big smallies though on the spawn in California? Go to Trinity.
Trinity, okay.
Yeah, from what I hear, if you want to get on big smallies here locally. Even though
Pardee it's got him, doesn't it?
It does. Shane caught a 4.5 one day. Him and I went out early summer.
Mm-hmm.
And I hooked into one. I don't know how big it was. It had some meat to it. The back has one of the biggest backs I've seen on a smallmouth ever.
4.7 on a Pop X Junior. So the little Mega Bass BFS on a BFS reel with 6-pound line.
Oh,
crushed it.
Yeah.
Was she a jumper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
She jumped
I hear-
twice.
I got one.
She literally jumped out of the water while crushing the lure. She came up and then she went
3
down
feet.
and then she came back up again. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
dude,
so much fun.
Yeah. Trinity, I mean, not Trinity. Pardee is, I know a lot of guys don't like it. They're hit and miss on it, but that lake, when it's right, is phenomenal. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard.
I try to get Bray to switch. I know everybody hates me for it, but I want him to have Pardee March 1st and Clear Lake in June. Or whenever it was, we go to the Pardee next year, but he won't do it. So we're Clear Lake for BAM March 1st, and then I don't remember exactly what the schedule was. It was like June or July we hit Pardee for a summer tournament.
That's still solid. I mean, they're like March. Should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of choices next year. A lot of every year. There's just more and more. So it's
Oh, for
I don't
sure.
yeah.
Hey,
hopefully-
Isaiah, on that lake. I haven't been there
Definitely.
yet, but I've heard really, really good things. Discu
Where is that?
says it's way up north.
You know, I wanted to go back to Salt
Why-
Springs, but they're closed. They have an off season.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh,
the
duck
date.
season. Duck
Yeah,
season
yeah,
opens.
duck.
They're closed.
Yeah.
That was
I forgot about that.
that was a fun one to fish for the first time for Gambler. Just a place we'd never been, or I'd never been. I
Yeah.
don't think I think a lot of us were pretty new to that lake, but whew,
Did you
got some
run
fish.
into the in between the islands? Did you ever run into that little bar right there?
No, I avoided it. I saw that. I went around it.
I almost got stuck on that stupid thing. I thought for sure I was gonna flip my kayak.
Oh yeah, because
My
it got
bow mount
sketchy.
hit it, and I couldn't get the bow mount up, and the back end kept on blowing over. I was just pivoting around it. I couldn't pedal. Oh man, it was a cluster.
Dude, did anyone flip that tournament? No, right?
No.
No, we were all wet like we did flip though. I'm sure
Yeah,
by the
yeah.
time we got done Saturday.
Yeah, we might as well. flip.
Yeah, I couldn't
We're
back
all
up
wet like
quick
we
enough
did.
and get the heater on.
I was freezing. I was shaking dude, oh my god, I was so miserable.
Oh my
At the end of that
God,
one.
it's so cold, dude. That tournament, and then the first time we're at Tulloch, day one. That may have been the coldest I've ever been, like ever fishing. I was just drenched. It was. You remember day one Tulloch? That first time we were
I
there.
didn't fish that one, but that's when Brian opened his rancho shop that Saturday.
Okay.
So I was over there in that pouring down rain going, oh my God. I kind of wish I fished, but I'm like, I'm glad I didn't.
Dude, it was so cold. It was. I
Yeah.
think that day started at it started out okay. It was I think it was maybe 50 degrees, but we ended the day at 42 in air temps. It just
Yeah.
got so cold.
And it rained, dude. I remember that day. It was just flat poured all
yeah.
day long.
Yeah, my rain gear, I shouldn't have even had it on. It didn't matter. I was just drenched.
Yeah.
It's just when it rains that hard, no matter what you have on, I suppose, you're just soaked. So
Still like you were in
Yeah,
the shower all
we,
day.
yeah, taking a nice bath.
I think the coldest one, what was it? Fish last year, bowlers. I remember that being freezing. It wasn't wet, but god dang, our guides were icing up and you make casts in the morning every once in a while.
Mhm.
Oh
It
yeah,
was,
yeah.
well, it's like the
You know,
Shasta tournament you guys did last year. That one was
Did we do Shasta last year?
that
2
was
years
I think it was the year before, wasn't it?
Yeah. Cold,
Yeah.
real cold, rainy,
Yeah, I think-
super rainy.
I think you and
What's up,
you guys
Brad?
went-
Greg won that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
That was
I
cold.
had to sit that one out. I thought I was gonna lose my house to a flood.
I remember when we pulled up, you and Aldi went up to a ramp up there. I was behind you guys, and I just remember putting my yak attack light out, and that thing was just It was just like blowing so hard and bending over.
Oh man,
I just remember that. It's crazy,
I
crazy.
I miss Shasta.
I do
That kind of
too.
was like a good little staple when I started fishing out here. The old Shasta tournament, first tournament of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 2026 they'll bring it back.
Somebody will bring it back. That'd be fun. That lake is so daunting, especially open launch, because it's so huge.
I think it's just
like,
tough to get permits.
Where do you go?
Mm.
That's, you know what I mean? And now I remember because I wanted to go to the Jones Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I was going to go, I wanted to launch there. But I was getting nervous, dude, because of how wet it was. And that ramp was like down the dirt road. And
yeah,
that's where that's where I think I launched the first day.
My biggest fear was trying to get my truck back out of there. I didn't know how well that road would be. And mine's so nose heavy, it doesn't want to climb hills very well in the mud.
Yeah.
That was my biggest fear.
Yeah,
it'd be fun.
It's usually good fishing. You catch fish. It's just, dude, the times I've done good there, it's just luck for me. Just like you got to get kind of lucky, but I kind of like that. It kind of evens the playing field a little bit, you know, because those like 17, 18-inch fish are so crucial there, or at least they have been in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy the faraway tournaments because it's not like everybody has their little secret honey holes, or not everybody has a ton of experience on it, but some.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I enjoy those, being newer to the kayak. You know, some of these guys know Pedro, Maloney's, Comanche, Tolic, Folsom. Like, they know it like the back of their hand. You know, it's kind of nice to go out of the way, give myself at least a little fair shake to it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Selfishly. Plus, those lakes are fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so.
Yeah, I think during the wintertime,
you're
better off fishing those spotted bass lakes than your largemouth.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. That's my break from the Delta is always the spots. I mean, thank God we have them here because you can go get bit. That's the best part about it. So
yeah.
I say that, and the Delta will probably be like epic winter fishing this year. Like the best Delta ever winter. I doubt it, but
you could hope. Gotta go up north, go for the northern.
I'll dabble with it once. I'll go just say hi in December or January, just kind of feel her out. But it probably won't end well for me. But at least I can say I gave it a shot. But yeah, we'll see.
Dude, Joe's got a great point.
Who's ready
to lose their feeling in their fingertips? Dude, if I can find a good pair of gloves, like I have the hardest time trying to find a good pair of gloves, especially when it's raining, dude. Like
there is none. There's no glove that exists.
Okay, I'm not the only one then. Good.
Just accept ice hit cold fingertips.
Where I have like 4 pairs in the kayak with you, rotate through them.
Yeah. Maybe like
get some hot hands breaking.
Buy 4 pairs of wool gloves.
Just change hands, you know, rod in the hand in the pocket, warm it up, then switch.
Yep, old school.
I don't remember what gloves I had on, but I remember when we fished that Part E tournament last year, and it was rainy, and my gloves got wet after the first fish I landed. Like every time I make a cast, I felt like I was going to throw the rod out of my hand because it gets so slippery. I was like, I had a death grip on those damn things just to.
You need to get little floaties.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
But you know, my daughter lost one this year at Part E, and I ended up buying her a bunch of rod floaties. I haven't put them on anything yet, but she's so mad at me. She's like, "Dad," I'm like, "Hey, don't you use another rod?"
Joe says the thing that works for him is the nitro gloves with wool.
Yeah.
So he puts on the
nitro
gloves. Yeah.
Wool.
See, you know, that's funny. I used to do that with under my welding gloves. We were welding during the rain. That way, because man, you try to put a new welding stick in your lead when you're wet, you'd shock the shit out of your shell stuff every time. So that's a good trick, Joe.
You have to write that down.
Yeah. Try to give that a try. I know, because usually if I wear those gloves, my hands are sweaty after I take them off.
Yeah, but no, he's right. In the rain, it helps a lot. I forgot about that.
And the wool gloves.
Man, so you got any?
What's up, Brad?
I know there's a lot of guys, Greg, that probably aspire to have a following and a YouTube channel as magnificent as yours. You got any advice for those guys that are trying to put in the work?
So to be honest, I mean, I only know what's worked for me, and so I can't like say in like broad terms like you got to do this, and that, and then you're on your way to whatever success or whatever goal you want to achieve.
Sure.
I mean, dude, I started it back in like 2012 or something 2012, and pretty much have been consistent with uploading since then. You know, obviously I've gone through a lot of like changes in my life, whether it's career or other stuff, but I've always maintained consistent uploads. And I don't think it even like, I think it took me like, to like maybe 2018, 2019, just to get like 50,000 subscribers. But subscribers numbers, I wouldn't get wrapped up too much in that kind of stuff. I think my biggest advice is if you really want to like grow like a YouTube channel specifically, first off, you have to really like doing it. I like doing it. I enjoy it. I don't know how to fish and not make a video nowadays. I've been doing it for, over 10 years. And I personally still enjoy it because it's like, I don't know, it's this may sound kind of cheesy, but it's like kind of, I share it obviously with the community, but it's kind of like my little fishing journal diary. And what?
I'm sorry, Greg. Freaking Brad.
What?
He said, just curious, is Greg going to leave
Brad
after the show's half over?
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. I thought you I read that.
I might, man. It's my feeling.
Thanks, Brad. It's all your fault.
No, I could. Dude, Tulloch hurt my feeling. Brad makes a good point. That was, oh, man.
He was into it too, Brad. Thanks. Perfect timing, bro.
I know. I got all deep. I was starting to express my emotions, and now I feel like dog crap. Oh. No. By the way, Tulloch, still stings a bit, but
we're gonna bring that up, Brad.
Fair play.
So the main thing, Greg,
back to the YouTube deal.
Be consistent with your shows. Be consistent. If you do one a week, do one a week.
Yeah, like I said,
don't wait a month and do 3 in a week. Just be consistent.
All I know is what's worked for me. Consistency. Enjoying it, dude. You got to enjoy it, because if you don't enjoy doing it, then it's just another job. You don't want to make another job for yourself. So you actually have, like, I've in kind of a weird way, I've kind of like selfishly made the content how I want to make it. I just go fishing, and that's like, I'm going fishing anyways. I'm not doing like some stupid pond challenge or something like that. That's not fun to me. I don't even, I used to do it back in the day, maybe a handful of times, like bait challenges. I rarely, if ever, do them now, because that's not fun. I want to go catch fish. I don't want to go mess around with stupid baits that I have to catch a fish on.
Yeah.
So, the little side tangent there.
Did you see a bigger jump in reactions and audience engagements or whatnot when you started doing more of the fellas behind the scenes and all that tomfoolery? So initially back, and maybe because the content or the editing wasn't as good, I'm not sure, but back in the, like, when we first started, it actually wasn't as good. Like, not that I even really cared, but I would just notice, I'm like, oh, every time I like do like group videos or we do these challenges, it's like not that good, views wise. Mm-hmm. But over the years, and I think this has kind of been, a lot of what my content has evolved into now is just kind of just taking
you guys with me, taking the audience with me for trips. It's not necessarily just me showing up at the lake and fishing and then it's over. It's like kind of with the tournaments, you see everything in between, like the fellas. And I have to say, like, I'm super lucky to have a very animated group of friends. Most of which content is not included in the final cut.
Yeah,
no
I'm
kidding.
sure.
I've hung
dude.
out with Aldi and Mike.
I've got. I'll tell you something. I've got the biggest archive of the deleted scenes, the stuff that I can't put on YouTube, that would blow your mind.
You've got some blackmail for sure.
Oh yeah, I own those.
Yeah.
Guys.
Dutcher's my cameraman forever.
We'll save that for a rainy day, or maybe like the finale, my last YouTube video. I'll just like dish all that out at once and then call it quits after that. But no, they've definitely over the years have really like it's been fun. It's been like it's just like how back in the day you take photos, a camcorder at the family party or birthday party, whatever. You're making memories and you're recording them. So it's kind of like that. You're making memories and you're having good times, and it's all there to watch if you want to again. So they've definitely helped the videos and the content. They actually, it's funny, they're like, dude, they get recognized more than I do nowadays. Like it's pretty wild. Like
that's funny.
It's cool though. It's cool. They deserve it. And we'll continue on as long as we keep doing these tournaments and hanging out together.
I think a lot of people too like see that personal side of that's of whoever's on the camera, right? They just want to say, oh, here's another fish. I caught a 10-pounder. Okay, cool. Well, I don't know who you are, so I don't care that you caught a 10-pounder. Maybe you want to see where you caught it at, still your spot, but it's funny, I think having that helps a lot too,
Yeah. I mean, dude, what's funny? Just going back to like videos and views and stuff. Some of my best viewed videos are days like I do so terrible, like skunk days. It's like maybe it's relatable. I don't know. Maybe it's hard to say.
I'm not gonna say who told me that, but I know another guy that does YouTube videos that said the same thing. He's like, man, some of my best videos are the ones where I suck. It's terrible, but it's like people like to see you're human. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's relatable. I mean, it's hard to. I mean, for me at least, it's hard to watch like a video nowadays, like just a dude going out and getting on a ledge and cranking 6, 7, 8-pounders all day. Just there's one camera angle and it's just like fish after fish. Like maybe I'll watch a few minutes, but then I'm gonna probably click off. So I think if my other piece of advice, like for guys doing YouTube now, when you do your video, when you edit your video, when you review it before you click, export or whatever, watch your video and see when you get bored. See when you might click off if you were somebody else. Is this too long? Am I fighting a fish too long? Am I talking too much? Like, see when you maybe would click off and then edit that specific portion of the video.
Guys, not everybody's going to watch a 5-minute intro of you talking to the camera like they will watch Greg talking to the camera for 5 minutes.
I try not to talk that long.
Some of your intros, it's like I'll be sitting there like, you watch it, you're like, oh man, he's kind of rambling in it, but it's like, you're still engaged with it. Like there's certain things where I'm watching, it's like fast forward. Let me get to the point where I want to see, what I'm looking for. But yeah, so don't think you can have this whole like grand intro, like, guys have been doing it for a long time. Say what you're doing, get to the point, get on it, and go after it.
Yeah. No, and dude, like, do it again. Going back to what we talked about earlier.
And don't
like,
show a bunch of
yourself.
fish.
Yeah,
do it for yourself. Have fun. It's cool I think it's cool. I like guys doing YouTube around here because I watch YouTube, obviously. I like seeing local stuff. I think it's cool when guys do the tournament videos. Like, I like that. I hope more guys do that. I think that's awesome to see someone else's perspective. I'm saying, like, for YouTube, like, if you want to, like, if your goal is to get to whatever place in YouTube or X
Some platform.
subscribers. Yeah, just do it for yourself first, and
Yeah.
then let it kind of naturally evolve.
Well, that's
Yeah.
one thing I noticed too. Like you're saying, when I started editing some stuff, it's like if you, like I say, especially watch it, because when you get bored, if you're getting bored watching yourself, somebody's gonna get bored 30 seconds before that, hands down. So you got to make sure that you definitely edit your videos in a manner to where you curtail that 30-second clip of this or that.
Absolutely.
Guys, does anybody have any
After
last-minute
spending
questions
hours
for 'em?
doing 2 videos.
It's hard
After
to
spending hours doing 2 videos.
I haven't
I ended up
put a
putting
video
off
out
on
since
one
my-
within a minute, and the other one within 2
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I kind of hit a wall this year is with my work schedule and everything. It's like I wasn't into it when I was working, 12-hour days, 6 days a week. So I put it off to the side just because if I can't put effort into it that I want to put into it, then why do it? Don't just don't put out some content just to put out content. You got to put out content you believe in too.
Yeah.
First and foremost, because I've got the whole year's worth of videos, footage there. I haven't done anything with it, and I don't know if I will or not. But it's like I was out yesterday fishing on Damon's boat, and I catch a fish, and I got to hold it up to my chest, and I'm like, I'm not even wearing a camera today. Throw it back in. I'm like, oh my god! I was like,
You had the right mindset though.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking to him, like, what the hell am I doing? I'm like, we're just catching fish today, guys.
Hey, and there's nothing wrong with that either.
No. And we were going to his spots. I didn't know what, I didn't want to blow up anything that he had, so I was like, I'm not even gonna bring it. I'll just leave it at home.
Yeah.
We got 3 questions.
I'm trying to get caught up on it. Bucket list fish from the kayak in our local waters.
Bucket list fish
Yeah.
for me.
Yep. Shark.
Yeah, great white.
Big sturgeon, maybe? Have you targeted them in your kayak yet?
I haven't targeted them. Yeah, I mean, if someone takes me out, sure. That'd be cool. Maybe halibut. I think halibut would be fun. That would be a fun bite. I think this is kind of stupid. Maybe it's just because I'm a bass head, but I think catching a smallmouth in Clear Lake would be pretty cool. I've heard of it, but I've never done it.
Yeah, Alice caught one a couple years ago.
That's wild. How do they continue on? I don't get it. They find each other.
Shane and I went out to Maloney's. I know that you don't catch them. He's like, I caught about a 8-inch smallmouth out of Maloney's last year.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
The
and
unicorns. They're in there.
Only-
They're unicorns.
only smallmouth I've ever caught out of there.
That might
Well,
Dominic, what are you talking about?
Well, you look at Tolic, man. Tolic, probably like
Yeah.
5-6 years ago, you not really catch a spot, but now you're catching spots
Everywhere.
like crazy out there. So
Hey, I don't want to create any. I don't even know what the word is, but anybody fish below Tulloch's Dam with a frog in that duckweed and toolies?
no.
Oh yeah, as you drive by
No.
it, I want to fish
No,
that.
most of that's pretty private, so you have to know someone to really get in there. I think only accessible by the houses that are down there.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, if you go down further, then it feeds, into the Stanislaus there,
Yeah.
and but yeah, I've always wanted to fish in that little area.
Every time I drive by it, I just wonder. I'm like,
Yeah,
what's in there?
I know.
All right.
Abel wanted to know you partnered up for the team trail. Looks like he's looking to partner up with Blanchard for next year.
Let's do it. I don't have a partner.
I don't know. I don't know. Dominic's asking if you're ready to go to the dark side. I don't know what the dark side is.
Oh, I
I
think
don't
I
know how
understand.
much darker you can get than the dark horse.
No, I think he's talking about the scope.
The scope? Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. The answer is yes.
He talked about that earlier, Dominic.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have joined at the beginning of the show.
If I get it though, dude. So here's the weird thing about the scope for me is like, it's cool. It's like legit. I've seen it like on my buddies' boats and stuff. Like I think it's cool. Like I have nothing against it, and it looks like something like for me personally that I'd enjoy. Like I think it'd be kind of cool, and I don't want to become, and I don't know. I guess I'll have to play with it if and when I get it, but I definitely don't want it to be like what I always rely on. I want it to be very like situational. Like when I need it, I'll like be good at recognizing when I actually need it. So I don't know. Again, I am, to answer his question, I'm probably ready to go to that side, but
oh, Anthony, I love you, buddy. Oh. Anyhow. Yeah, no, even like Clear Lake, right? There's a time and a place for it. Like when we were back there in August, I just kind of left it panned off to the ledges, like the ledge side of what I was fishing.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, I'd see a fish down there, make a cast to it, and end up catching a couple of good ones. But it wasn't a predominant pattern at all. It was there. I had it. I didn't take it off the boat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a tool that I think continuing on, barring any changes in the rules or anything like that, which I don't foresee happening anytime soon in our kayak world, it's a necessary thing to have, especially in the fall, like you guys know. So,
hey, Joey,
it helps you find
structure
too.
Hey, when is Joey offering
the structure?
Yep.
Yeah, it is. It's what I enjoy the front, the live scope for is being able to, make out the structure for sure.
I want to know when Joey's going to have the live scope for dummies classes starting.
Dude, I'd hire him. Name a price.
What's it going to cost? And
I'll tell you what, if I get scope, I might need to. Someone needs to give me Joey's number because that would be the guy that I would hire.
Are you gonna? Do you know which brand you'll go with yet?
Nah, I really haven't even thought about it that seriously. I just am answering the questions. Like, I probably need it. It's at some point, so we'll see.
I got you. Come to Sonoma, but no cameras. Oh shoot, that'd be scary.
Sorry, I got cut off. What happened?
You're good. Joey said, "Come to Sonoma, but no cameras."
Means no cameras with you.
No.
Dude, Joey, I can't do that.
You made him think about it, though.
I did have to think about it. That might be the one exception. If he's gonna actually take me out and teach me a little something, that I'd have to make it.
You might have to put the cameras down for a minute. Yeah,
yes.
I got a buddy of mine that was taking me to the lake. He said no cameras too. I was like, well, I'm easy enough to pick. Okay, still waiting to go.
I wouldn't be opposed to trying to like figure it out myself first though. Like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes that's one of the best ways to learn is just,
I think getting your settings dialed in right to what you want is a huge thing.
Yes.
Get that clarity. Yep.
Yeah, settings would be big. We'll see.
Yes, sir. Well, anybody got anything else for Greg? Last minute comments, questions?
I think this is our longest show.
Yeah, but damn, we have been going for a while.
Yeah.
Just call it Lake X on the video and you'll be okay.
Lake X. No, that doesn't work.
We'll all know if he's with Joey on Lake X. It's Sonoma. Come on, dude, now.
You got any piece of a body of water in the background? If it's like one little stump, there's like a dude out there that can like get it.
I know that spot.
I know that spot. I fished that for 20 years. You just blew it up and I hate you.
That guy plus just the dude. Like you can find out if you try hard enough, and there's video and picture. You can find out. It's not too hard.
Yep. Right, I appreciate you hopping on tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Greg.
Thank you guys. It's been fun, and I think I'll probably see most of y'all at Comanche a couple weeks next week.
Next weekend.
Is it next weekend? No.
It's next week.
Yeah, the
Is
23rd.
it?
All right.
I gotta
Yes,
see
next
how
weekend, man.
Yeah, not this weekend, but next. I'm
Yeah.
like 50-50 right now. If I get the boat running and I don't have to worry about that, I'll be there. If I'm still working on the boat, I won't be there.
You better be there.
Hey, dude. I gotta get it
Everyone wants
running.
to see the bearded gnome out there.
It's all good, you know. I gotta.
I hear it's going to be like 40-mile-an-hour winds with 25-mile-an-hour gusts.
If it's that, I won't be able to go to the fish that I want to
If
fish.
it's that, then we're just going to have one heck of a potluck.
So we're having one hell of a drinking party at Greg's campsite, sponsored by
Let's
Sierra
do it.
Nevada.
Dude, it'd probably be a better time. Just
Could
saying.
be. Very well could be.
Yeah, Comanche. We'll see.
Yeah, you know, it took 15 something
Little
yesterday
bit
to
of
win.
advice on new forward facing. Ready for this, Craig?
Go ahead, John.
So,
I'm ready.
Can't wait.
I'm just going to say A, B, and C. I'm not going to name any names. So one's a really good unit. The other unit has a delay.
Garmin.
And the third unit, stay away from it. Okay.
Okay, I'll go ahead and name it. Garmin, Lawrence,
And,
Hummingbird.
All right.
Hummingbird. That's a.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's a preference thing, right? Every graph has their spot. You know, like Hummingbird's got killer 360 in their side scan, their mapping.
Mhm.
Garmin's got live scope, in my opinion, and Lawrence has is dominant with their side scan and down scan. You know,
Yeah.
and they've got
yeah,
good mapping,
and then-
but they're like.
Yeah, Max
Go on,
Lee has
John.
given his away. Max
Oh.
Lee has given his away,
Man, Max, you're so sweet.
right? You
You're
mentioned
Such
it
a nice
earlier.
guy. Yeah. A giveaway.
Yeah,
Anthony, I don't have
I
a
would,
giveaway.
I would,
It's
I would
Max.
definitely, I would definitely try each one, and then make up your mind that way. But I've used all of them, and one's superior over the next.
I guess this wouldn't matter. They'll probably be at ISE, right? They all have booths. Lawrence, Garmin.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but and honestly, I would get on the water time with someone.
Yeah.
Just because their demo stuff is not the same,
Right.
right? And you're like, my 9 is going to be way different than it looks like on a 12 or a 10. It's a processor.
Huh.
So
Joe goes, Greg with the scope would be scary.
could be.
I don't know.
He's going to be out there shake.
Yeah, so-
he's like Joey.
So
Yeah, so I mean,
Joey and Joey would be a person to talk to, and same with G Team Outdoors. Yeah, those two,
Anthony.
I would talk to them.
I believe it.
Yeah,
And they both run Garmin's.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, I
And then,
run
like I
Garmin.
said-
There's 3 guys here that run Garmin,
yeah,
you know. So
So you're saying
I run
Garmin.
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 Yeah.
for live scope, hands down. Like honestly, when I get the boat dialed in, I'm gonna have Hummingbird and Garmin on my boat. It'll be Hummingbird for side scan and mapping, and Garmin for live
Yeah.
scope.
Gotcha.
So that's
I
kind of the
agree.
way I'm
Yeah,
All
gonna
right.
set that up.
but
I mean, like I said,
if you get a chance, do all 3 of them. Make up your own mind, and you'll see. I would get like a spoon or a bait that you could see on the scope pretty easily.
Mhm.
The spoon you see
Mhm.
pretty easily, and just see how it works, and then and then check the next unit, and then so on, and you'll find out real quick that okay, this one's really good. This one's got a delay, and this one I really find the bait. You know what I mean?
NBT
Or
on his
this
kayak.
doesn't
Jesus
show-
Christ, Anthony.
Yeah. MBT.
All right.
The
Yeah,
20,
put that big old
21
screen in the
on your
front,
kayak.
make the windshield.
But you
Yeah.
got to run the 12 with it in the back because it's got to get powered to the big one.
Oh
Big
my
old
God.
22-inch screen on a kayak. My gosh.
That'd be a good YouTube video, just like having a like flat screen in front of you.
Yeah.
Who was it that put that 16 on their kayak? And I was like, holy shit, that thing is crazy. That's too much.
Like,
Like,
I have
Yeah.
lines, I can't imagine.
Too much.
Yeah, I have a 12, and I don't know if I'm gonna put it on my kayak or not, because I don't want to. It's all weight to hang off the side of it. I'm like, ugh. I might just stick with the 9 on the kayak.
Yeah, 9 or 10
Yeah,
or
I
10.
like nines. Nines seem.
They got newer
Well,
ones out. So
I don't
I like
have-
the newest ones they have.
Shoot, I might as well return the 12 I just got.
Yeah, talk to some bass.
Well, you're not putting it on the side
didn't-
though.
I
You're
didn't-
putting it
No,
up
I'm
front.
not.
That 12 dude is heavy, man. Like when you
I'd
hold
get
it,
in
I
a
was having
bass
both
boat.
of them in my hand.
that had them.
Yeah, because I had both my 9 and my 12 in my hand. I was like, ugh, do I really want to hang it off the side of my A-trail? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a lot of weight.
It is.
Off a rail.
Yeah.
They're very
But
heavy.
I don't like the captain's bridge up front, just for
It's-
me, because especially
yeah.
if I got to untangle a line out of my trolling motor, my fat ass is not
Or
crawling
get
over a
back in.
captain's bridge and get into the trolling motor. It's just hands down won't happen.
Like someone's got to invent like a little thing that goes over your head and just puts it right there. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just covers.
That will be
Well,
here
there's already
soon.
been people that integrated it into goggles.
Goggles, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
goggles, Google glasses.
Yeah,
There
they
you
already
go.
have. There's already been people that integrated it,
Yeah.
but it looks retarded.
Oh, that's funny.
Everybody's wearing these glasses.
Yeah. When's Greg getting a Ranger? We all know it's going to happen.
Ah,
So
jeez.
Anthony wants to know.
I don't know. If someone wants to give me one, I'll take it.
I bet you there's probably some people be willing to.
Yeah, maybe some. It would be nice to have a big boat
Yeah.
someday, but
$100,000.
probably-
Yeah, I'll take 2. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
two.
take 2.
Hey,
I'll take one. Just
You
one's
get
fine.
2 of them. I'll
Hey,
take them off your hand.
Do I
Yeah.
dare say it?
100 grand.
If, no, I don't like to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to behave myself. Anyway, I guarantee you probably find a boat sponsor out there if you look, Greg. I think you would.
I don't know. With my luck in boats, it wouldn't go very well. They'd be very disappointed the first
Well,
year.
you know, you can't run the 1995, Cracker
Yeah,
Jack box.
that's true. That's true.
Hand me down from Alden.
I guess I never set myself up for success when I got on a boat. So
That's
fair
true.
enough. Fair enough. Yeah, that's another year, another day. We'll talk about.
Troy,
it.
you do not have a brand new
Yeah,
Ranger for sale, but you know somebody that has a brand new Ranger for sale.
Man, we went from live scope to getting a Ranger now.
I know, Ranger with live scope and like 3 transducers.
Just go all out. Why not? I'll fish the opens with Anthony next year. I'll just
Dude,
throw the kayaks out.
there
Just
you go.
Going for the elites. Just try to just go.
Why
for
not?
It. Yeah,
I mean,
dive right in.
Not like you
Yeah, you
could do travel physical therapy and
You and
Alabama
Anthony
while you're
go
there
back
to keep
east.
your license current. You're good, man.
Yeah, we'll make it work. I don't know. Let me figure out live scope first, then I'll think about it.
There you go. Uh-oh. That would be
Yeah.
scary.
I don't know. We'll see.
Right on. Man, we just mapped out Greg's
Good
whole
tool.
life for him now.
I got a lot to think about now.
Live scope, Ranger, open,
Jesus.
elites. Like, geez, where's he going to go
God.
next?
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Greg's going to be an astronaut by the time he retires.
Oh my god.
Uh,
We'll stick to the kayak tournaments for
yeah.
now. One step at a time.
That's funny.
I like that little blurb that oh, what's his name? Anyways, he's gonna put gas in his truck. He goes, "Here, let me put gas in the boat," and he puts it to his kayak. And he goes, "Ha! It doesn't take gas." Basically, it's way cheaper to run a kayak than it is a bass boat, and a bass boat's
Yeah,
very
but it's a lot-
expensive.
For sure.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
They're expensive. They're expensive to fix too.
Yeah.
I never thought fuel lines would be so goddamn expensive for a bass boat. I don't even want to get into it. Anyway, but it's gonna be great though. I'm excited. I'm thoroughly excited.
Wait till you buy a set of tires.
Tires are cheap compared to fuel lines.
$250.
Those tires on that trailer are brand new though.
Yeah, we're good. Tires. I got to put tires on my truck anyway. I put tires on my kayak trailer. We got to put tires on my big trailer. Yeah, it don't matter. They're meant to wear out, John. We're in the business of wearing things out for a living. You know that? Your fishing line, your reels, your baits. You know? Yeah. Why trailer a kayak, Joe?
Joseph,
because it weighs about 110 pounds empty,
50 pounds
and then
empty.
you got another 100 pounds of stuff on top of it. And have you ever tried to pull a 200-pound kayak out of Markley Cove when there's like a 20-degree ramp and you fall on your ass trying to slow yourself up the ramp?
Worst kayak, well, not the worst. It depends on what you do. Tower Park. I don't understand how that ramp is.
Tower Park, that ramp is so steep.
I can barely walk up that thing.
Is Tower Park worse than Kings, though?
Kings is the worst. Kings is just like trashed. Like
Kings that ramp
mess.
And it's
I'm saying, yeah, it's steep, but Tower Park.
Steep. Tower, yeah.
That is a steep ramp.
Yeah, and not to mention having the kayak the trailers. I mean, especially on the busy days where you got 100+ boats launching, it's way easier to throw on a trailer, get out of the way, go pack everything up.
Yeah,
it unclutters the ramp. Big
in and out in like minutes versus, especially out at Maloney's the other day. I mean, walking up the ramp, if I had to haul that freaking 13-footer all the way up there, there's no way. There's no way.
I remember hauling my first Hobie up some ramps, and when I get to the top, I'm like, I'm just too fat and ridiculous. Like, it's right after my back surgery, too, so I was like, carrying that stupid thing up the ramp. This is dumb.
Yeah.
I think every year there's like
it's hard enough walking
trailers. It's just kind of it's become a norm. You have to trailer it.
Even with the dynamic dolly, I think is an awesome little tool to have.
Yeah. I mean, it's great for like Shane was saying. Like at the end, my favorite part about the dynamic dolly is at the end of the day, hot summer, crowded ass ramp. Just want to get out of there, and you just load it up, get out of there, go set up in the parking lot. So that's like honestly the best thing is just
find the shade if you can find it to unload everything.
The shade, just get out of the way, just get away from all the boat ramp craziness. But trailers nowadays, every year, it's just gotta have them. Kayaks are too big, too heavy.
Yeah.
So
especially that new. Are you gonna? What do you think about the new? I know Bonafide Native, they're same brand. What do you think about the new XTRs?
I mean, it looks cool. For me personally, I don't know if I like it that much though, just because I like having the pedal drive. I don't know. I'm sure it's an amazing kayak, but I don't know. I'm so used to pedal drives now. Just having that as kind of like my so-called like trolling motor out there.
Yeah.
I use the NK300 to get the spot to spot. And then even now with like foot steering, I can do a slow troll, but just, I don't know. It'd be weird not having a pedal drive. I think I have to get a bow mount.
You've got it down though. I mean, you have it down. I mean, for me, I mean, it's no secret. I'm going to the XTR. It'll be here hopefully January. But on my Titan 13, if I don't have that front bow, I mean, I'm taking a big old 6-foot turn just to turn my boat around.
Oh yeah.
Sure. And so I think you got it down though. I mean.
I think a bow mount motor would be pretty legit on a bigger kayak. I just can't do it on the 10.5 that I use right now.
Yeah.
I've got the 12.5, so I wouldn't be opposed to getting it on that. But I don't know what I probably should know. The rules for each circuit can't have both.
So BAM, you can run both.
Oh, you can,
but you can only run one at a time.
Okay. Well,
Gambler, you can run both, but you can only run one at a time. And then the regular Yakabas is just the one motor.
Just one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, damn it! Now another thing I gotta get a freaking cow mount. Yeah, this is.
We're spending all of Greg's money.
Oh man,
What has happened, man? Jeez. Sorry.
Yeah,
You
about
don't fish out of the big boats.
is the way to go. Yeah, spot lock. You could point it in one direction and retie and look up, and you're still heading that same direction. You know what I mean? There's just a lot to go with the.
And if you went crazy and got like a Ultrex that links to your hummingbirds and cut down the shaft on a lighter weight one, you can even have everything. You can put your waypoint in there and it'll take you right to the damn thing.
I like that. I might have to talk to Josh about that.
All the Makotas and hummingbirds, same brand. Same with like the Garmin. Like you want to hang a Garmin kayak on the trolling motor on a kayak. They're way too damn heavy. But like the Lowrance Ghost, same way. Like they all network together with whatever graph is branded with them.
Nice. All right. Well, another thing
Things to think about. Hell yeah.
I'm gonna be a different person next year.
A hat, a hoodie, and a whole different setup on this kayak. No.
Scope.
You gonna buy a new truck too, so nobody can recognize you?
Might as well. Write another 70K. Another 70K. Just do another truck.
Yeah, why not? Get out of you gotta have like a red dog.
Yeah, we'll spend all your money.
People don't recognize you.
Yeah. No.
You gotta get an old hoopty, dude, like an old little Toyota pickup that nobody recognizes, but it's like good on fuel mileage, hauls the kayak around.
Dude, I'll tell you what I want to get. This is like the dream is like a van, like a Sprinter van.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've thought about it before. Just obviously I could never make it happen, but man, that would be like the sickest kayak traveling mobile. Like
don't do the Steve Melander and get like the the child predator van.
Oh yeah, the Raver van. No, we wouldn't do that.
No, the Sprinter van that works.
Yeah, can you imagine that? Because I talked to Ramel about this for a while, but yeah, I mean, maybe this would be a waste of space, but like that bottom part of the Sprinter van, you can make like a little area where you can slide the kayak in. Then you got like your room, kitchen, bathroom.
Yeah,
you could be so stealth.
Got everything.
Yep,
kill it. Yeah.
Or a Sprinter van and a trailer, and you're good to go. You don't even need to be store kayaks anywhere.
You can use a trailer too. It's just what's that like 125K Sprinter vans? Some of those.
I've never even looked into them.
Yeah, add a converter.
Yeah, they're outfitted. But
I looked at them.
Yeah, I think that even a truck, like a long bed truck with a shell on it.
Yeah, but
you're freezing up, Johnny.
The Sprinter van, if you get the bathroom, you get the one with the bathroom. You can take a shower, do your duties, and right there, you know what I mean. Where if you have a camper shell or whatever, or you sleep in your vehicle. I mean, you got to get out of that thing. If it's raining, snowing, or whatever, you're like, now I got to drive all the way to the test room and run over to it, where you just do your business right there in your van. Later.
Sprinter, that's the dream.
So,
van, like a flat screen up in the
compost
bed.
I mean, you could edit.
Greg's gonna have a flat screen mounted on the outside.
Yeah.
It's going to be Wi-Fi to his live scope on his kayak. Everybody in the parking lot can watch what Greg's doing on his live scope.
I like it. I'd take it. If you gave me a van, I would do it. I'd agree.
How many extra views am I going to get out of this one?
That'll be my channel will change to Sprinter van camping channel.
No kidding. Oh my God.
Until when you get tired, you just pull off and jump in the back and crash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to like.
Dude, I think of
find a
all the
place to
toys
sleep.
you guys have mentioned tonight, I think the Sprinter van's the one I'd take the most. Like,
Yeah.
that's up there.
Dude, you just gotta wrap it all into one big package and go for it.
All right, I'll start working on my
Keep
pitches.
an eye out open.
Mercedes.
There's ones a little cheaper.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a Mercedes one, right?
Yeah.
I guess not.
Yeah, Ford makes one, Dodge makes one.
They have.
I don't even know. OnlyFans.
I don't know. That would be creepy.
Oh God. Good old Anthony.
Yeah, they have one. When you look at them, they'll have ones where the toilet you take it out from the outside of the camper. Otherwise, you have to haul it through the camper. So I mean, that's not the Sprinter van. I think that's the Dodge.
Yeah.
The
goal, the ultimate dream is to be able to take a number 2 and shower and not anybody know around you. So you gotta be in the middle of like a crowded.
Yeah.
And then that's the Sprinter van. That's the dream.
Yeah.
That is the dream.
Right.
That would do that
Yeah.
would make kayak fishing a little bit more. I don't know. I wouldn't say cheaper because the cost of it's pretty hefty, but definitely more enjoyable.
Dawn said buy an old.
Yeah, you pull up to the campsite, everything's ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull up to your campsite, everything's ready. It's already ready.
Hey
Yeah,
man,
just
toy
gotta
hauler and
retie.
dynamic dolly would be the same way.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Heck yeah. Right on, Greg. Well, hey man, I appreciate you jumping on tonight.
All right, guys. Yeah, good chatting.
Yeah, thank
Appreciate you having me on.
you.
Keep pumping out that great content.
Appreciate everybody
Yeah,
watching too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening
Yeah.
next week.
Can't wait to see your
I
van.
scheduled it up till today, guys, and I have no idea what's gonna happen next week. So we'll have something out, I think, next week, Thanksgiving.
No,
That's like
No.
3 weeks.
the weekend after.
No way.
It'll be the week after.
Week after.
Week
You
after.
Yeah, not this weekend, and then team tournament, and then Thanksgiving's after that.
Yeah, I'm so confused on what day it is and when what is. Yeah, so we'll do something next week for sure. Thanksgiving week. I'm not going to guarantee anything yet. But, yeah, so we'll catch y'all next week. And, Greg, appreciate it. And we'll see you in team tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys there.
We'll see you there.
All right, you guys.
Thanks.
Good night, everybody.
Later.